Good morning, everyone. I am here just a couple of seconds early. Want to give you all an opportunity to hop on and join me if you have time. When you do, make sure you click the link in the comments above this live stream to give StreamYard the ability to share your name with me so that when you comment or like this post, I will know who to thank for that. So good morning again. Good morning. And if this happens to be one of your first times joining us, I want to invite you to join us here every other Monday at 10 a.m. I am going to change the schedule up a bit, but so every other Monday at 10 a.m. I come in here. Good morning, Danielle. Thank you for joining me. I come in here and share with you guys any number of different topics. Last week, we talked about where your commission comes from, and it's part of the buyer's agency agreement. If you missed that video, I do encourage you to go back and take a look at that. There was some very important information that I shared in that video with you that is really critical to you, your business, and how you do your job. Today, I am actually going to talk with you guys about a bit of a different subject. It's probably more of a touchy subject for us, especially right now after everything that has gone on over the course of the pandemic, the way that we have had to change the way that we do business so quickly, the ways that we have had to adapt to living life in general. And some of the things that may be going on with you that might not be as out in the open as ideally I think we would like for it to be. I think I speak for all of the management team here at ERA Sunrise whenever I say that we are very invested not only in you and your business, but also your health and your wellness. And so what I want to talk with you guys about this morning in particular is burnout. So what is burnout? Burnout is a reaction to consistent and prolonged job stress. And I think we can all agree that that's certainly something that we've been facing over the past year and a half. And it may be something that we're not necessarily coping with as well as we would like to. And I've got some information to share with you about what burnout looks like, as well as ways that you can work to combat that burn if you're feeling it, or if you start to feel it, you know where you can pick up and make some changes and some adjustments to your lifestyle that might help you feel a little bit better emotionally so that you're capable of being more efficient and productive professionally. So the one thing that I want to particularly stress here is that the stress itself will kill you before the stressor will. So the stress of the business that you're running and the many offers that you're writing that aren't getting accepted, the stressors of dealing with sellers that may not be acting reasonably in any given situation, the stress of dealing with that day after day after day and letting it build up is going to put your body in a state of dis-ease, which may land you in the hospital. And I have a story to share with you about that. I got a call from a friend of mine several weeks ago, and it's somebody that I talk to pretty regularly, and she confided in me that there were times whenever it really was starting to feel like she was having pain and pressure in her chest, and she was concerned about what that might look like. And while I absolutely, if you are having that kind of feeling in your chest, whether it's in the front side of your chest, in the back side of your chest, even down your arm or up into your face, you should certainly consult a medical professional, get your heart checked out. But I'll be honest with you, there's a majority of the time whenever patients present with those kinds of symptoms in the ER, and it's nothing more than a panic attack. And it's the result of the stress of whether it's their job or something that's going on in their life. And so I had to talk with her about how she was feeling and what was going on. And I absolutely recommended that she go ahead and consult a medical professional. But We also talked about some things that she might be able to do to work with the stress in her life to make her body feel more at ease. And one of the things that we talked about was acknowledging that you're stressed out. And a part of acknowledging is taking a look at things that you might be able to do differently, whether it's delegating or saying no to certain opportunities, taking time for your own mental health, for your self-care, taking time off and taking a vacation. Those are very important things that you can hash out once you take the time to acknowledge that there may be a problem in the way that you're doing your business or the way that you're feeling within your body. So acknowledge that you may be a little bit more stressed out than you think you are, and take stock of what you might be able to do on a preliminary basis to try to provide yourself a life that has a little more ease to it. The second thing that we talked about is talking to someone. So whether it's a medical professional, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist, if you don't know the difference, you're doing a great job. Whether it's talking to a member of the management team, whether it's just talking to a friend and making sure that you're taking time to make those personal connections. Talking with somebody is a way that you can release some of the stress that you're dealing with because you're getting to unpack it with someone else. I've already mentioned taking time off. Another great way to combat stress is to celebrate your wins. And as David has been talking about, practicing an attitude of gratitude, whether it's getting up in the morning and when you're drinking your cup of coffee or your tea or whatever it is you drink in the morning. A lot of people drink celery juice or do a smoothie, but take the time to write down 3 things that you're grateful for and really think about those things for a few minutes, so that you've got a more positive outlook on the day. And take the time to write down 3 things that you won on yesterday, whether it was knocking out your to-do list or getting that listing put together and online, or simply cleaning up the house. Sometimes make sure that you're celebrating those wins, no matter how small they are, because again, that's going to put your mind in the mindset of not only gratitude, but celebration. And it's going to give you a lot of energy to take you throughout your day. I've already mentioned know when to say no. So if someone wants you to do something or asks you for a favor, if it's not something that you're feeling capable of doing right now, make sure that you take the time to just check in with them and say, thank you for thinking of me, but unfortunately, that's not something that I'm going to be able to help you with right now. It's very easy to turn someone down in a polite way and still help them know that you're still there for them, but you need to take some time for yourself. Hydrate. There's plenty of times during the day, I know, especially for me, that I realize that I have not had water, and water is essential to the function of your body and also your energy level, to be honest with you. A lot of times whenever you get dehydrated, your mind will get a little foggy. You might feel kind of tired. It's very, very important, especially in the heat of the day. And as much as you guys are running around, that you keep some water with you and drink that water whenever you get an opportunity, because staying hydrated is super important, and it will help your body process things a little bit better, in addition to helping your mind be a little bit more clear. Make sure that you're taking time to exercise and eat healthy, growing foods. I know that a lot of us are on the road a lot, and fast food is the name of the game because you're in between appointments, or maybe you're not even eating on a great schedule. Really think about what you're consuming and putting into your body. Take the time, if you can, to plan out some healthy snacks that you can carry with you in case you do get into a pinch. Keep in mind that there are a lot of healthy options out there that are fast food, certainly healthier options than some, but do take the time to be thinking about what you're eating, and try to avoid processed foods as much as you can. The chemicals and the additives in those foods tend to only add to the troubles and the stressors within your body, and that's going to present itself in different ways over time. as much as you can, limit your caffeine. And I know that this is the pot calling the kettle black on this one, because as many of you well know, you've seen me, I generally have my Mountain Dew with me. My Mountain Dew is my substitute for coffee because I don't enjoy coffee. But do the best that you can. Even I have been cutting back on the amount of caffeine that I'm consuming and trying to instead drink more water. It's going to be a good way to reduce the jitters that you may feel, and certainly will go a long way towards protecting your heart as well. And the last thing that I want to mention to you is, whenever you're feeling stressed out, have you ever come to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, I just have to stop and take a deep breath because I feel like I'm not getting a good breath in? Well, that in and of itself is a side effect of stress, and we do tend to breathe a little differently. David has mentioned any number of times, and if you go to my Facebook page, you'll also see that I am a certified yoga instructor, and breath work is something that I do have a good bit of training in and experience with. So I wanted to walk you guys really quickly in these last few minutes through a couple of different exercises that you can do, not only to check in with your breath, but also to calm your nervous system. So if you are able, and when you're able, if you get an opportunity to watch this video, and if you do watch the replay, please do let me know in the comments so that I know that you were able to connect with this message, because I really do feel like it's super important. So what I want you to do, it doesn't matter which hand, but put one hand on your chest and put one hand on your belly. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes or you can leave them open depending on what situation you're in. However, if you're driving, I would advise not closing your eyes. So, but just take a deep, go ahead and let out all of the air in your lungs, completely exhale, and then take a deep breath in. And notice whether your chest is rising more than your belly, or whether they're rising equally, or whether your belly is rising more. Here's why I say that. Because whenever we get stressed out, we tend to breathe into the top parts of our lungs, right? And on the left side, you have less lung space, but obviously because of your heart. So keep that in mind. So whenever you're breathing up into this top part of your lungs, you don't have a lot of lung capacity. And you're taking really short, shallow breaths that are going to be irritating to your nervous system. And it's certainly going to go a long way towards encouraging that panicky kind of feeling. Whereas if you're breathing deeper down into your belly, kind of like a baby does, it's called a diaphragmatic breath, you're going to bring the air more fully into your lungs, into the bigger spaces in your lungs at the lower sides, and breathing into that belly, take a good deep breath, and it's very calming for the nervous system. So again, the best way to check in with your breath and where it's at is to put one hand on your belly, which you can't see me doing, but I am, and one hand up on the top part of your chest. Exhale, and then take a deep breath in. And you can do that as many times as you need to, so that you can work to draw the breath down closer into your belly, so that you feel your belly rising more than your chest. And taking a few minutes a day just to check in with that alone is going to go a long way towards calming your nervous system, calming how you feel, and bringing you back to a place of more center. The other thing that you can do, especially if you have the time to perhaps take a break and a power nap during the day, there's a 4-4-4 breathing method. It's super simple. You're going to inhale on a count of 4. You're going to hold for a count of 4, and then you're going to deeply exhale for a count of 4. Now you can increase the count on that exhale as you get a little bit better with more practice, but taking a deep breath in, counting to 4, holding for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 4, and doing that at least 5 or 6 times, and then returning to a normal breathing rhythm is going to be another great opportunity for you to check in with the breath and to really center yourself. So if we wanted to try that together, it would look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 3, 4, exhale for 2, 3, 4. And I would recommend that you do that at least 5 times. Like I said, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. You can put your hands on your chest and your belly if you'd like. But take some time, throughout your day, whenever you have a few minutes, check in with that breath. Try the 4-4-4 method and see how that works for you. Like I said, as you get a little better at it, if you feel like you've got more air to exhale, you can extend that exhale count up to about 8. But I would keep the regular rhythm and keep practicing, and let me know if this is something that's worked for you. I hope you all have a great day. I've got plenty of other options for breath work if it's something that you're interested in terms of calming. If you've got any questions about burnout, or if you need somebody to talk to, I am always here for you. And I hope that you have a great week. I will see you guys again soon. And